on something of a little bit of a different note than what we normally do around here, of course, the Oscars are coming up this Sunday. Super excited. We're going to give our predictions tomorrow, Rob.
I'm ready.
Oscars, about who we think will win, who we think should win, all that kind of stuff. But we now live in an era where betting and gambling is everywhere. Ever since things like Kalshi and Polymarket have popped up, which literally make it so you can bet on anything. You can bet what color tie is this politician going to wear at their next press conference. When will the government shutdown end? Who will drive, this car to victory? You can, like, literally anything. And of course, as you can see here on ESPN's website, you can bet on the Oscars. You can bet on the Oscars. Best actor, best picture, and best casting, your guide to betting on the Academy Awards. And they give, man, it's kind of small text here, but it's pretty much a guarantee one battle after another is going to win best picture. It's pretty big odds, but then they go down through the odds of everything. If you want to bet on the Oscars, and I'm not going to lie to you, the reason I've thrown this in here today is because a little bit earlier this morning, I won't say who, but a major gambling outfit wrote to me early this morning, and asked me if we could partner with doing some Oscar betting related content. If we can talk about the Oscars, but throw in the betting odds and all that kind of stuff.
It was talk of broken fingers. It'd be a shame if your house burned down.
It'd be a shame if this nice studio of yours, something bad happened to it. And I thought about it, and I didn't really feel comfortable with it. But it does raise a really interesting question. Should we, as movie fans, be gambling on the Oscars? Because I have two minds on this. Because you guys know, like, we've had sponsors on our channel. We've had Sports King or DraftKings as a sponsor. Prize Picks is a frequent sponsor of ours. And like, I'm somebody who believes that adults should be able to do adult things with adult responsibility. I don't drink alcohol. The only reason I don't drink alcohol is because I don't like the taste of alcohol. No other moral qualms. But if you want to look at some of societal's ills, things that have destroyed lives, you don't have to look much farther than alcohol and families that have been destroyed as a result of alcohol. Does that mean we should go back to Prohibition era and just ban alcohol? Well, no, because we believe adults should be able to do adult things with adult responsibility. And if some people abuse that responsibility, should that therefore translate into restrictions on everybody else? You go out to Disneyland and you see a really fat kid. And you see that fat kid and their mom's got a bag of Cheetos in one hand and an ice cream cone in the kid's other hand. Should we not be allowed to eat ice cream? I mean, fatty food leads to, America is the fattest country in the world. I think it's close.
England's catching up though.
Obesity is up there and I'm doing my part, but obesity is up there and causes tremendous health problems, unspeakable things. But should we ban chocolate? Should we ban ice cream? No, because we believe that, adults should be able to do adult things and do so with adult responsibility. I enjoy during the football season and a little bit in the hockey season and basketball season. I enjoy loading up Prize Picks, for example, and putting $5 on whether or not I think Josh Allen is going to rush for more than 1.5 touchdowns. Now, I do that as a responsible adult. I don't bet $500 on that. I bet $5-10 just for fun, interest in. I enjoy it. It's an adult thing that I, as an adult, get to do with adult responsibility. At the same time, are you familiar with CoffeeZilla?
Yeah.
Love him. Love his stuff. CoffeeZilla and others have done a lot of reporting on the damage of online gambling and how precarious it can be and stuff like that. And so I remember thinking to myself this morning, Rob, I said, you're okay playing a little bit of Prize Picks DraftKings, putting $5 on something here. Why did I feel this initial recoil to the idea of endorsing gambling on the Oscars? And I'm not here to give you an answer because I don't really have one. But it's like anything else. It's like, I think everything is fine in moderation. Everything is fine in moderation, except cocaine, kids. Don't do cocaine. So I'm asking a legitimate, I'm not here to preach to anybody. I'm asking a legitimate question. Because you might want to say to me, well, John, if like betting $5 on a football game just gets you a little bit more invested in the game, why not $5 on who's going to win Best Supporting Actress? And that's a perfectly fair question. I don't know that I have an answer to it. So, Rob, I mean, we haven't discussed this at all.
No.
Is gambling becoming a major problem in our society? Yes. As a matter of fact, I looked up some numbers, Rob. In the U.S. last year, let me see if I can actually bring this up here. Give me 1 second to see if I can. Okay. So if my data is up and correct, in the U.S., you can bring this up, Jonathan. Americans bet $145 billion in 2025. Now you might say, oh yeah, but I'm sure a lot of them won. Well, overall, they estimate $16 billion lost.
I'm in the wrong business.
So yes, 144 billion or 145 billion was wagered. Some people won, but overall, when you take the wins and the losses, Americans ended up $16 billion in the hole. That can represent a lot of wrecked lives. I happen to have somebody close in my life whose life was borderline ruined because of gambling.
That wasn't me, by the way.
That wasn't Rob. So, I mean, it does bring up the question about, is this, first of all, we acknowledge that it is a problem for many people. So should we be engaging in things as responsible adults that are problems for other people? I don't have an answer to that. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. March is a time when we celebrate the women in our lives and recognize everything they carry every single day. Women often take on a lot, and sometimes their own well-being gets pushed to the side. And it's a great reminder of how much women give to the people in their lives. So this month is a great time to pause and reflect on the roles that you carry and the pressures that can come with them. Therapy can be a helpful space to work through those challenges, create balances, and set healthy boundaries so you can take care of yourself too. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp connects people with licensed therapists who follow a strict code of conduct. With over 30,000 therapists and more than 6 million people served worldwide, BetterHelp has an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on 1.7 million client reviews. They also match you with a therapist based on a short questionnaire, and if your first match isn't the right fit, you can switch to another from their recommendations. Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's betterhelp.com/Campea. So Rob, let me just throw it over to you here. The question gets thrown at you, should we be gambling on the Oscars? I don't know. What's your first kind of reaction to that?
Well, okay. When you're gambling on a sporting event, you're gambling on something that you're watching happen in real time and your bet has been placed before the event occurred. Same with like a horse race, or if you're betting on hands of blackjack or you're playing poker. My problem with betting on the Oscars is there's people that already know the outcome. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that anything where the outcome, like right now, look, do I think that are they going to rig it with Polymarket and Kalshi? Are they going to rig it? Probably not. However, it depends how much money's involved. And if there's a lot of money, I don't trust anyone. I just don't. I mean, the human impulse toward getting rich easy or quick is you can never Well, actually, you can always trust it to trump anything else.
Yeah.
If there is some kind of a way to corrupt a system, and I don't believe that this is necessarily the fault of capitalism. This is the fault of people. Capitalism as a system works just great. It's the exploitation of capitalist systems by greedy people that make it problematic. So I wouldn't bet on anything that I don't watch unfold in real time. I mean, and look, you can go after people that shave points. I mean, they usually get caught because they're watching it. But I mean, I love playing cards. I love playing blackjack. You know, one of the highlights of last year was playing blackjack with Cody Miller the first time we got to Vegas for CinemaCon.
Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, we won $500. It was great. And you love playing poker because there's a charge there as long as you can manage it. But if you're not watching it that happen in real time, I'm not saying Price Waterhouse is corrupt either. I'm just saying that if there is the possibility to make a lot of money, and if you could manipulate Polymarket, someone will figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, think about it that way. The envelopes are sealed,
Yep.
right? You're betting on, if we're betting on the Oscars, you're betting on something that the outcome has already been determined.
Yes.
Right? So somebody sees, hey, one battle after another. Oh, let's go back over to the Academy here. What if somebody could say, hey, Marty Supreme winning Best Picture is 40-1 right now. That means for every $1 you bet, if you bet $1,000 and you win $40,000. Or screw that. Let's go to Begonia. Begonia is 100-1 right now. Screw that. Let's go even further. Let's go F1.
Man, that would piss
F1
off
is a
the people.
200-1 odds. So if somebody who has access to the envelopes,
Yep. You tell your friends
again,
that you have somebody that you don't, somebody on the opposite side of the country.
yeah, let's again, we're not saying this is happening,
Nope.
but they see, oh my God, the odds are 200-1. He picks up his phone. Polymarket. Bet, takes everything out of his bank account.
10 grand. So it's like what, 2 million?
10 grand. 10 grand. Slip into the room. Take out one card, put in the next. And all of a sudden you've got ICF1. And F1 is winning Best Picture, even though nobody voted for it. And this guy wins
I see what you did there.
$20 million. Whatever the amount is, whatever 10,000
Or-
times 200 is. I mean, again, I'm not saying that will happen. And I'm not saying that's the biggest risk. Because, Rob, whenever we've run Prize Picks, and Prize Picks has been a great partner of ours, and I enjoy using Prize Picks. I have fun with it. You know, $5 here, $10 here. It just helps me have fun. But whenever we have, I've gotten emails from some concerned viewers saying, John, gambling's a real problem in this world. I agree. I don't think you should be endorsing gambling. And I get where they're coming from. I see where they're coming from. Like, so are we contributing, if we talk about betting on the Oscars, are we contributing to the delinquency of America? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think so, because you're absolving the individual of responsibility, and that's not fair. I mean, I can understand that people have problems, but that's what you do as an adult. You surmount your problems. You fix them. What I would worry about is, someone at Price Waterhouse, let's say there's an upset. Let's say that Marty Supreme isn't going to win or one battle, and somehow Sinners is going to win. If you find out that information, if one person finds out that information, even somebody at Price Waterhouse, without switching anything, I'm not saying you're going to switch something, but if you find out that maybe there's an upset in any category, special effects, some big, or animation, whatever it is, and if it happens to be one upset, and you're able to exploit that because you have prior knowledge, you've upset the whole system. The system is inherently corrupt. If one bet is placed based on previous information, then Polymarket should be shut down. Because if that's one thing, there's other things. And if you can bet on everything, you think they're not going to figure out a way. The first thing people are going to do, if they haven't already, like I signed up for Polymarket, John. And
After you just said this should be shut down.
I just got my thing saying you're no longer on the waiting list.
There's a waiting list to get on Polymarket.
Yeah.
After that comment, you're not on any
No,
list.
they let me know, but I'm saying that if it can be exploited, if there's a way to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's why, look, betting on things is one thing, but betting on something that someone else already knows that they already know the outcome, and you're betting on that, there's too much potential for.
Now, by the way, I just want to say, like, somebody, when I brought up, like, if we run partnered content with betting on the Oscars, are we contributing to the gambling problem? One of our viewers wrote and said, yes, you're absolutely contributing to it. Okay, I get that, but I posed the question. If McDonald's became a sponsor of ours, are we contributing to
obesity
and bad health in Americans here? If somebody, I mean, I often use the thing with junk food, but if let's see this. If aviation wants to become a sponsor, I mean, alcohol is legal. People are allowed to drink.
Yeah.
Adults drink. Well, John, you're contributing to alcoholism. I don't know. What can we almost anything that we can sponsor us, we can point to somehow that thing that is sponsoring us could be misused. I don't know. What's one of our dinner?
Factor or
yeah, like Factor, right, has been one of our sponsors. Mm-hmm. Oh, John, you're contributing to I just don't know. Like, as long as it's adults doing adult things with adult responsibility, and yet I feel a little icky about the idea of doing betting with the Oscars. I just don't know. It's a topic I really got to think about. Anyway, we've spent way too much time on one topic on this. It's just something I was itching my brain this morning because of that situation. I just thought we would talk about it a little bit. Anyway, guys, what's that, Jonathan?
I was just going to say, the safest place to always bet, though.
Black.
Always bet on black.
I knew you were going to have that. I knew you were going to. Always count on Wesley Snipes to sweep in and give us sage advice. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.